So my phone decided it is time to show me how much battery I still have because I'm charging it. So I was cut off because if it opens another app, I actually have this app which is showing me, I don't know if it is a part of phone or, well, I have this app which is showing me a lot of things, and suddenly it opened and showed me how much battery I have, and yeah, it cut me because then the whole system crashes. And yeah, it happens. This is this is when you have live stream. But like Liam said, you can ask me anything because I think we talked about Chuunibyou quite a lot. And so now it is maybe time for either questions about Chuunibyou or anime or anything psychological, or if you have any other questions. I don't really mind any questions, and if some question is bothering me, I won't answer it. So, but yeah, I think we talked about Chuunibyou really well. I think I said everything I wanted you to know. It is sometimes difficult to explain it to someone who doesn't know as much psychology as I do, but I'm trying my best. So if you have any other questions about my work, about who I am, about Chuunibyou, about psychology, you can ask. Or if you have any new topics, okay, Liam said that psychology of fan service, it could be interested. Then I was thinking I could talk about other topics I was writing. So yeah. Liam said, is psychology still being disrespected in Dr. Stone? Yes, so far no one really said anything about psychology. That actually Gen, Gin actually was using manipulation and some things like that. But other than that, psychologists are nowhere to be found. Today's new episode, and actually there was a big plot twist, which I don't know, it was kind of predictable, but because it is shonen, it is more predictable than any other genre. Um, but psychology is still not there. They have Gin and they could do so much more. And I really hope someone could at least explain Freud, because the Japanese really like to talk about older theories. There was one anime whose name I forgot, in which the main character was really interested in psychology, and he was talking about theories which are not used anymore, or they are so unknown and are not used with psychologists as much. And I was really disappointed because there are so many other theories and researchers they could point out. So far, not even Freud was mentioned. But you can see how much feelings are going on Senko's face. I really like that. He has a really intense, even not only uh, with his smirks or laughter, but also when he's sad or concerned. But today will be new episode, and I don't know. I think that could be a great point from what was happening in it, that they could use psychology, and we will see what will happen. I was surprised that psychology was even mentioned, even though Senko was laughing. And they used it in Mentalist, and it is psychology of magic. It is used in magic. So, yeah, I'm disappointed, but it's better than nothing. I think in although this season that we have really good psychological moments in the anime, such as Beastars, um, and the Doctor Stone, and Psychopass is back. Psychopass is really psychological anime, so yeah. And Liam said, are there any anime you wish would use psychology beside Doctor Stone? Of course, that's a really good question. Let me think. Well, in many psychological anime, there is so little mentioning of psychology as such. I don't know if you know the anime called Real Life. It is also a manga. A manga is web manga, I think. Mm, it is also when you're actually, if you buy that manga, it is all colored up, so it is basically web one. You can also read some of the pages online for free, and the other one if you get certain amount of points or coins which you have to buy. So in that anime I also wanted them to use the word psychology because they are clearly psychologists, and then I was disappointed because one girl said that she was working in a shop or a cafeteria, I don't remember, and she became a person who is helping those in need. And I was really disappointed. And at that point, because I was also analyzing this anime uh, for magazine, I actually created a thought that one of the character who was responsible to help people was actually a psychologist, because I was so desperate to have something of psychology in it. I really wish they would use it more because they're clearly helping people, but not psychology was mentioned whatsoever. That was one, and yeah, Liam has right that psychology is stigma in Japan and they avoid saying it, and mostly it is portrayed like a magical science. Basically, Dr. Stone is an example how psychology is being portrayed everywhere. We are magical science, we are reading thoughts, we are not science, we are pseudoscience, we are social studies instead of science, we are everything but science, and still many people don't want to come to us. And also many wants to have pill for their problems. Some psychiatrists are maybe more important, at least in the eyes of the people, because they're giving them pills. And doctors, of course, in Japan, from what I saw in anime, doctors are helping with those problems. And in real life, I also, from interviews of Asian boss and others, I also noticed that many people who are not professionally qualified to help are helping, but it is better than nothing. But I really wish some psychologists would go there and to teach those people who want to help. Because nowadays I have a thought that we should be providing knowledge and teach as many people as we can, because I think that the number of doctors, psychologists are decreasing somewhat. It goes with the video I sent about doctors who committed suicide and killed themselves, because it is so many problems and they're overburdened. And I think many people who actually couldn't afford to go to study psychology or didn't have higher grades enough to study psychology, and so, and they want to help and they know something about psychology. If we give them something, I don't know, 5-10 hours of studying it under professionals, I think they could help many people, because many people only need some talks and some advices and some guiding, and that's it. Especially if the problem is not as big and they only need support. And for that, it is, in my opinion, wrong to send them to doctors to give them pills because they only need to solve one minor problem. So I really want, if there is a first aid, first medical aid, there needs to be first psychological aid. I really want that. That everyone would be learned, just like we are learning how to help if someone is unconscious, that we would learn if someone has a panic attack in public near you, what to do, or if someone has suicidal thoughts, or if someone suddenly, I don't know, starts seeing things which are not true, what to do. Because at many times people panic and they don't help because they don't know how, and I don't blame them, because psychology is still a taboo topic in many places. In my country, it is a really taboo topic still, and we are not trying enough, at least in my country, to show them that we can help and there is nothing shameful about it. And of course it depends on culture, because in Japan, if you have disorder or anything, you are weak, it's your fault, and then everyone starts to avoid you and so go on, and it's really difficult. And at least in anime there is certain percent of psychology. But yeah, for now my goal, which is not realistic, would be go to the artist for Dr. Stone, the creator, and ask them to put psychology somewhere. I think with that anime they could really, and manga, they could really explain the power of psychology and how not only psychology, sociology, and other fields which are not seen as science, but they actually are, because they are using scientific methods. So yeah, I really wish that psychology would, but I think it is getting better, especially with the power of the internet and with the power of people who are trying to help as much as they can, even though sometimes they could make certain mistakes, but at least it's something. So yeah, if you have any other question, if not, I will end this. Sadly, this magazine is not available outside of my country, and even if it was, it's not in English. But it's one way of me to present and explain psychology through anime to at least certain amount of people, and they can then teach others or help others if they decide to do so. So yeah, if you don't have anything else to ask, then thank you for joining my stream. Um, like always, if you have any other ideas for topics for next stream, maybe I will even make two streams this week because I'm less busy. I'm less busy than previous weeks. Um, well, write on my page or in my group or directly to me, so I can then make video about it. For some topics I would talk a lot. For some we could discuss things and I could see what you think. So you can always say what you want to hear. And if not, thank you for joining my stream, or if you watch this stream after it finished, it will be of course available on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And if not, thank you again for your questions, your comments, and joining me today. And like always, remember, you matter. So thank you for everything, and I see you next week.